Howdy everyone, this is Tricia and welcome to my channel. Alright everyone, today we are going to be making an ugly Christmas sweater. I thought this would be a fun project to do, so that is why I'm wearing this sweatshirt right now. Pick any sweatshirt or any actual sweater that you want to use, preferably something that was really cheap. Go check out the thrift store. I went to Walmart. I got this one for $8. Any color will do you. Actually, I wanted a red one, but I found black, and that is just fine. I'm going to work with what I have. So the first thing I want to do before I get started is I want to measure. So you want to make sure you put on your sweater and then measure the space from your neck down and decide where you want to start and where you want to end, and then how wide of space you have. And I got plenty of space to work with. So I've already done my measuring. I've got all my little supplies that I want to use. I've dug out a whole bunch of stuff. So before I get started on that, let me go take this off and then we'll get to crafting. Alright everyone, let me tell you really quickly what I'm going to be using to do my sweater, what I pulled out. Obviously I'm going to need a sweater, as you saw, and then I'm going to need a piece of a foam board. So I've got this foam board that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's a, I think it's a 20 by 30 inches, so just grab yourself a foam board or do a cardboard t-shirt insert that you can put inside of your sweater, because you don't want glues or paints transferring from the front of your sweater to the back and then things sticking. So that's what we want to do, is put that in there, and I'll show you how to do that. Okay, so the next thing I did is I went ahead and I drew out my little plan. So with all your little measurements and your little plans, go ahead and do that. Unless you just want to go ahead and just start sticking stuff on your sweater, then don't worry about making yourself a plan. That is just me. Okay, so here I've got some glitters, and I've got lots of ribbons here. I've got my Aleene's tacky glue ready. I do have my hot glue gun because I am going to be using that. And then in this box, I just have a whole bunch of stuff. I've got Christmas lights, pom-poms, little googly eyes. These are little snowflake stickers that I'm going to use. Just a bunch of little decoration bits. Let's see, I've got some little holly. I've got some leftover little red berries and some pine there. Little red bows. I've got snow. And I'm going to use these garland ties that I got from the Dollar Tree. You can pretty much go to Dollar Tree and find a whole bunch of stuff. Anything that can be glued on or, you know, somehow adhere to your sweater, grab that, or even if you have to sew it on. Okay, here I've got some fabrics. I've got some felts, and I've got little bits of some Christmas prints right here that I may use. So I just pulled out things that I don't mind using for this particular project. So if you've got kids and you want them to do their sweater, just grab supplies that you don't mind the kids just grabbing from, and then just using in any way they want to do. Okay, let's get to making this sweater. I think I have a pretty good idea of what I want to do. Alright, so I put the foam board inside of my sweater, and I try to center it as best as I can. You don't have to do this, but I think it's a really good idea if you want to keep a really neat and centered kind of work. And then I've pinned it in the back so it doesn't move on me. I'm probably going to decorate the sleeves. I'm not really sure about it yet, but for now I'm going to go ahead and pin them to the back so they're not rolling around in the front and moving everywhere on me. And basically this is just if you're one of those people that need to have everything kind of be centered. Okay, so that's what I've done with that. I decided that I want to do a fireplace, and then I want to do a Christmas tree. So, okay, so what I did, I measured the space that I want to work with, and I decided that I want a 14 by 14. Your measurement will differ because you'll probably be smaller than me, so you need a smaller space. So that is what I'm going to measure, is 14 by 14. Now from the top here, I decided the 14 would start at about 3 inches. So I actually need to work down 17 inches. And you don't have to do any of this, but this is a great way to maybe also separate the space if you have kids working on this. Make them a little square or rectangle space for them to work on. Okay, I'm not going to be too precise about it. I've decided that this is the lowest that I want to work at. And this is probably, let's go ahead. I want my work to be within this. Now, it may come up a little bit more. That's okay. And then I'm just going to do 14. And I have a fold right here that I'm going to use for my center, so I have an idea. I'm just using some masking tape. Okay. And it tore on me, and that's okay. I just really want to mark a little bit of the space. Okay, so that's good enough. I don't need to measure or mark anything else. That's good enough. All right, so now I decided that I want, like I said, I want a fireplace right here. And I do want the, like the back of the chimney, like the chimney part of it to kind of show. So I want to go up onto my shirt. And then I want to put a Christmas tree right next to it. So my fireplace is not going to be centered, so I'm just going to go a little bit off on it where I decide to put it. And then my tree will be right here. So I want to go ahead and start designing the fireplace. And I have an idea that I want it to look like there's grout behind it. And I think I want to do gray. And that's good. Let me see if I have another gray. Yes, I do. I actually have this other kind of charcoaly gray that I might use. I'll probably use that one instead. I like that. Okay, so I'm going to use those, and then I'm going to use, I saw some maroon somewhere in here, so that's going to be my brick. My brick can be brown, it can be really any color. Maybe I'll throw some of that color in there. And some reds maybe. Maybe I imagined the maroon. I think I might have. Okay, so I'm just going to pull out some red. Okay, that's good enough. Let's put everything away. Actually, here's some right here. I like this one right here. I'll mix it in with that. And I'll tell you what I'm doing. And it's going to be a little bit of complication, but you do yours a little simpler. Okay, the first thing I want to do is I want to decide what size I want my fireplace to be. I think that's an okay width, but probably not that high. So I'm going to decide right about here. I may make it smaller, but that's about as high as I want it to be. And then I want the chimney part of it to go up. So I'm going to go and trim that right there. And then I want this chimney going up. And I think this piece will do just fine, really. I don't have to go all the way up, but I am going to do a little curvy cut right here. Just like that. Or should I just do this? Let's see. You know what? I think I will do this. Okay, let me cut a kind of a strip. It doesn't have to be straight because remember, we want this to be ugly. And the kids will be doing their own little design. So whatever they cut is just fine. Okay, so now I'm just going to kind of follow the little curvy bit here and cut that right there. But I'm not going to stick it on my sweater just yet, because obviously I have this tape here, and I need to do some other little cutting. I'm going to cut out some little bricks. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to take my red and this maroon and this little brown bit, and I'm just going to cut like really slim, like about 1/2 inch strips, and then maybe about 1 inch or 1.5, whatever size you want to do. Just start cutting a bunch of little bricks. So that's what I'm going to do. And I'm just going to start it off a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. And then I'm going to do the rest of it off camera. So I'll do that. So what I want to do is I want to start putting my bricks. So I'll start with these, and I want to leave a little bit of the gray showing because that's going to be my what do you call it? My grout. Okay, and then I can just mix and match them. It doesn't have to be, you know, one this color, one that color. They can be two of the same next to each other. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then I'm going to take some of the red as well, and I'm going to do the same. So once I have a line of these bricks on here, and then just trim them. That's why I don't want to cut them off. I don't want to glue this gray part on here yet. I want to glue these on here. That way I can trim them, and then I can glue it down. And I'm going to do the same thing on the chimney part, the part that goes up. Okay? So now when I do my second row, I'm not going to put them right underneath, but kind of in between like that. So they actually look like bricks. Oops, right there. Well, goodness. It helps to moisturize your hands so you don't have like little dry fingers and stuff sticking to it. And then you can do this one, like half it right here. And when you cut out that little piece here, you can put it somewhere else. So just start gluing them down, and I'm going to use my tacky glue to do that. Or I could use my glue gun. Just start sticking them down, and everywhere you have to trim off, save those little pieces because you could use them on other ends. So just keep doing that. And I'm going to finish it off by doing this little brickwork. And I will be back. Alright, I should point out before I start doing this that I want to do the opening for my fireplace right about here. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So let me just remove these little bricks that I've aligned here, which I'm probably going to redo anyway because I still have to cut my red. Okay, so I'm just going to fold this in half, like so. And instead of doing like a squared out cut, I'm going to do like a rounded opening. Don't make it too big, okay? If you decide to do a fireplace. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm doing an opening there, and then I'll show you what I'll do right after that. But first, let me go ahead and do my little bricks. Alright everyone, I have finished decorating the chimney part of my fireplace here, and then the hearth part of my fireplace, and I think it looks really cute. And I just, you know, mixed the colors on the bricks, and that looks really nice. Okay, so now I'm just gonna go ahead and put this on here, but before I do that, I want to put my lights inside. You know, I want them to be showing through this little fireplace. So I kind of just want to kind of bundle them in there, but I want them to be covered. So I got this little plastic where I had some little flakes in here that I bought from the Dollar Tree, and I'm going to go ahead and recycle the clear plastic part of it. I'm actually going to keep this side right here and just cut it off. And then the other part over here. Okay, so I'm going to keep this little part here where it kind of has an edge here, and then on the sides here, because I kind of want to create a little box in there. And then this will get covered, so my lights will actually be inside of there. But I do have this battery pack, and of course I don't want that battery pack showing, so I'm actually going to be cutting a hole in the back of, you know, on my sweatshirt, and I'm going to put the battery pack through there. And then on the inside, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a scrap of felt, put some glue on it, glue it on the inside of my sweatshirt, so then I can have like a little pocket so that I can slide the little battery pack in there, and then I can reach in and turn it on and off. That's what I'm going to do. So I think this little piece here might be good. No, I think I need a little bit bigger. I don't want this falling out inside of my shirt, so I'll do a bigger pocket, or longer pocket. So I'm going to create this pocket. This will go behind it, so it also cover that little hole. So first of all, got to make a little, let me take this piece of tape off because it's getting everywhere. I don't need that anymore. Okay, so I'm just going to let's put this right here, so I can kind of guesstimate where it's going to go. Right about here. I just want a little hole where I can slide that through. Will that fit? Yep. That's all I need. So now, let me go ahead and undo these for now. Okay, so now on the back side, and it doesn't matter where it is, I'm going to make a little pocket. So I'm going to put glue here, and then on the sides, turn this over so I can glue it and make sure that I encompass that little hole area. So this is the top of my sweatshirt, so you want to make sure that, you know, you don't glue that part down. So I'm just going to glue these parts down. Got a little fan going here, so you might be able to hear that. Okay, so I'm just going to stretch this out nice and flat. There we go. Put my pocket, as long as I've got that hole covered, it doesn't matter where the pocket is, okay? So now these lights can slide in here, but I'm going to let this dry first, and then I'm going to figure out the rest of this part over here, because I do want a little box there, and then this will be over and on top, because I want there to be space for my lights. So I'm just going to trim this off right up here on the top. I don't need that part. Okay, so now I'm going to glue this bottom part down right there, just so that my lights don't fall through at the bottom. Just going to let that glue down. You can use your tacky glue instead of your hot glue if you want to create what I'm doing. And because I already know that my fireplace, and I'm not going to worry about this little gap right here, okay? I want to make sure that I get this in here, and I probably want to roll it down, and I'll take the tape off the sides in a minute. Okay, let's take off this side. And we can go ahead and take the bottom one actually off as well. Okay. So now I can glue this right here, but I want to create like maybe some little logs. Let me try this other color instead. Some little logs in there. So I'm just going to cut out some little thin strips like that. Maybe 1, 2, 3. I'm going to round them off on the ends just to make them look like sort of like logs. And let me get a Sharpie, a black Sharpie. There we go. They're not perfect. They're sort of like logs. Get a black Sharpie. There we go. Perfect. And then just do some little lines on it, like they're logs. Like that. I'll do a knot in my wood. Okay, just like that. They don't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to put a little dot of glue on them because they're not really going to show. I'm going to put one kind of leaning forward. Make sure you clean your little plastic thing here. Put another little bit of glue here, there, and then from the other side, like that. I probably want to do another log. I think I'll do another log over here. It might not show because I might end up covering it with my fireplace, but just for the heck of it, I'm going to do one. Let's get that. And none of those little lights are in red, so I thought they were perfect. Kind of a fire color. Okay. Put some more glue on that. I think I'm gonna put this one over here like that, just to fill in that little bit of. I'm gonna go ahead and tuck this through the hole that I made, which I think I just hot glued. Okay, let's make another little hole. There we go. All right, let's put this going upward because I want to be able to reach there. And all these lights, I'm just going to tuck them in. And don't worry about the lump here because obviously that's going to go. Just get all these lights back here. Now let's turn this on and see how that looks. I got to push the battery out. Yeah, I did. There we go. Let me get these lights back there. And you can actually just tape them so that they stay in place where you want them. So that's kind of what I'm going to do. So we can use some Scotch tape. I've got some right here because, you know, this doesn't have to be perfect, guys. So now I'm just going to turn this around like that. And then I'm going to tape it back like that so the red lights kind of stick out at the front here. They'll be in the front right there. So just tape them down so they don't move on you. And that's the fire going on. You could hot glue them, but you know what? Let's be careful and just tape them down. And they'll stay in place once we push it back down. Like that. I'm not going to worry too much about the wire showing. Okay, I've got another couple of lights. Let's put this one over here to kind of get that fire all up on the top part. And then this one here. Okay, now we can turn it back around, and as you can see, we've got all the little lights coming up from the top of the logs. And now we can actually glue this edge down and just kind of hold it down while you put some glue down your little plastic. And don't worry about it, it looks ugly because we're going to cover it with our hearth, our fireplace body. Okay, and just hold it down till it dries and then do the other side, okay? Put the fan on it, help it dry. Okay, that looks really good. Okay, now I'm going to put the body on top like that, and don't worry about this bottom part, okay? We're going to put the body on there. So I'm going to turn this around and I'm going to put glue on this edge to get that down first. I'll turn the fan so it doesn't hit it anymore because I don't want this to dry too quickly. Okay. There we go. Now remember, don't worry, there's a gap here. And now I'm just going to glue the sides and a little bit right up here too. Glue the sides. That. Glue this down as well. And then this top edge, we glue that down as well. And you probably want to use a glue gun. If you're going to do something as intricate as this, probably want to use a glue gun. Okay, now we want to do a mantle on our fireplace. I want it to be wider than the actual fireplace. So I'm going to cut maybe, I don't know, 2 inches. Let's finish that off. And then I'm going to cut an angle from the top to the bottom corner to give it that dimensional look of an actual mantle, like that. Can you see that little fire? That looks so cute. Look at the mantle. There we go. Okay, so we're going to do that. Glue that one down. And here you could use your tacky glue. I'm going to use my glue gun just to kind of speed things along. Okay, then I'm going to do a Christmas tree over here, and I think you kind of get the idea of how you can cut out a Christmas tree shape, and then we can decorate it. I have some more battery operated lights that I could also put on my tree, and I can use the same idea that I did here where I made a little hole, stick the battery pack in there, and then just cover it with part of the tree, and then bring the lights up on it, and just kind of pin them here and there with your tacky glue, or maybe even use little safety pins if you don't want to use any glue for that. This is not straight, we're not going to worry about it. And then I want to do the same thing on the bottom part of the fireplace, just to kind of finish it off. Finish off that look. Okay, nice wide base. And I'm also going to do a little bit of an angle here. I'm going to put this down here. And this time I'm going to glue right on the edge and on the bottom here, so it covers all that up. Wow, this glue goes fast. Okay, I'm going to put it under here. So we make sure we cover that up, and then we'll do the other edge. And then down here. And then we just glue that edge down as well. Okay, there we go. And now we've got a fire in our fireplace and our ugly sweater. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut out a Christmas tree shape, put that on here, and then we're going to go ahead and decorate some more. Alright everyone, I have cut out a Christmas tree shape right here, and then I even did a little stump here for its little trunk. And I've gone ahead and I've glued it on this side underneath here. I've glued all that down in the top part. And then in the back on the inside, I also made another one of those little pockets like I did over here, because I'm going to stick these lights in there. But I'm going to go from in here, inside the shirt, where I can slide them right in there. And you can see them there through the pocket, that they are in there. And then I can just bring the little lights on through. Get them all in here. Okay, so now that I've got all my little lights through there, I can just bring this down here about right there. I'm going to go ahead and glue this part down of my tree, because I don't need that to lift up, because I will have the pocket where I can then at the end pull the little lights out. They're only $1. They were from the Dollar Tree, so I'm not even going to worry about the lights. Okay, so I'm going to be able to bring, I think the string of lights works fine down here. Okay, so I'm going to glue this one down to hold that, and then I'm going to bring it across. I didn't glue down the little peaks here, because then I can now glue this down, and that'll hold those lights there. So just a little bit of glue. Bring the lights again. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to see, like, more or less how much am I going to be able to drape across, like so, and then the last one's upward. Okay, so now I'm going to go up. Oops, got a little glue on that one. And I've already tested the lights and they did work. A little glue there. Hold that down. Okay, bring them across and have this one hold that one down. A little glue there as well. Get that one down. And so forth until I've got them all on my tree the way that I want them. Okay. And then I'm just going to bring this one like that. Glue this bit down. That, and then it can come across and be held down by this little bit. Okay, there we go. Let's take all these little webs, making a mess on my shirt. Okay, now I'm going to just reach in to a little pocket, like that up. Look how cute that tree looks. Oh my goodness. Okay, now we can decorate everything. I'm going to go ahead and turn the lights off for now. There was one more light still in here, but I'm not going to worry about it. I could actually pull this through, but I'm not going to. Oh, could I? Yeah, I can. Pull it. Pull the light through. Is that too much work? Too much trouble? No, it's not. Just to get, there we go. I think that looks good. There we go, that's good enough. Get those little webs off of there. Okay, so now I'm going to do like a little skirt down here for our tree, and I'm going to use this little fabric here. You can use really any fabric that you want to use. I'm just going to cut a little scrap out, and I'm going to fold it and do kind of a circle, a half a circle kind of a thing here, like that. And to make it look more like a skirt, that's going around the tree. I'm going to round it off a little bit and then make a little bit of a curve right here for where that tree is coming out. I think it's still a little too big. I'm going to cut a little bit more. You can actually buy like a little mini tree skirt. They have them at the Dollar Tree. You can just cut out the little piece from that. If you can't, if you don't have fabrics, it's too heart shaped. Let's round it off a little bit more. Okay, now we'll go down here. So just turn it over, put glue. And if you wanted this to be kind of a poofy one, you could also put some cotton balls in there and make it nice and poofy if you wanted to do that. Add some decor on the edges. Okay, so I am going to take some of this chenille stems that I have here. I have some silver ones, and I'm going to kind of like basically go like where the lights are, so that just gives them a little more sparkle on the wire of these lights. And they were green. I certainly want to cover them, but they would match the tree a little bit, so that's okay. So I'm just going to take little pieces of these and glue them down and cover up a little bit of the wire. It's not going to really cover them. And then I can go ahead and decorate the rest. I'm also going to take some of these little pieces of felt that I have here, and I'm going to cut out little boxes, just little blocks like that. Some can be this size, some can be long or rectangular. Let's see, like that maybe. Okay, so I'm going to show you what I'm going to do so that you'll know ahead of time. And I'm going to place them here and there on my little tree skirt, because those are going to be gifts. And I happen to have this little box of little bows. If you don't have that, let me push this forward. If you don't have little bows like that, you can make them with a little bit of ribbon. And I'm just going to put these on my boxed gifts just like that. Keep them really simple, okay? So I'll be back once I've got all this chenille stem, and then I've got my little gifts put on there. And I want to do a little wreath, and I want to do something up here for the top part of the chimney of the fireplace. So I'll be back. All right, before I continue, I wanted to show you real quick what I was doing with the chenille stem. What I was doing is I'm taking the end of the chenille stem and I'm twisting it around the wire of the Christmas light. And then I can go ahead and put a little bit of glue and hold that chenille end down. And then I can kind of more or less about the length and then trim it. And then get the other end and twist it around the other part of the wire, because that kind of helps it to shape so that your lights aren't just going in every direction, and it helps it to shape because the chenille is wired, and you can bend that and that'll shape your little lights and keep them in place. Put another dot of glue over here to grab the other end of the chenille right there. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do to this bit, and then the rest of it going upward. And then I have these little string of lights that I bought from Hobby Lobby, these are for little mini trees so you can decorate them. I'm also going to string them the same way that I've done the lights. I'm going to go up and down just like that on my tree with that. Okay, so I'll be back. And look, I finished all the little gift boxes and put little bows on them. Alright, I've been putting some more items on my fireplace here and on my tree. I told you that I was going to hang these on here, but I went ahead and I made a wreath for the top part here, that's the chimney, and then I'm doing a garland on here. So I just took these pine bits and then I kind of bent it in a little zigzag way to do this little garland, and I'm doing the same with the ribbon. So I'm just gluing the ribbon down, and then to keep these kind of flopping upward, I'm just going to glue them down. Just make some loops, basically, like that, and then just glue the whatever excess loops you have downward as well. Create, kind of a little loopy effect there with the ribbon on the garland. Okay, so then my little wreath, all I did was decide that I kind of wanted it about that big, and then I twisted it and trimmed off the excess to create a wreath. I hot glued it down, as you can see right there. I've made a little bow, but I have these little reindeer heads that I think I want to use inside of the wreath. So I'm going to put him on there, like he's already on the wall, and maybe the wreath got hung, around his little head. Put the little bow right on the bottom here. You twist this ribbon so it looks pretty on both sides. Okay, for the top of my tree, I don't have a little star, so I'm going to go ahead and just use some more of this stiffy yellow. Get a little piece off, and then just draw a star the best way I can, and then just cut it out. Okay. Oops, I cut too much. That always happens. I can never cut a star right. Okay, so there we go. That's going to be my star up at the top of my tree. Let me go ahead and trim a little bit more, make it a little pointier there. Put him on the top. Glue that little tip down so he doesn't tear off because I cut through it. Okay, so there we go. There's my star. I have some little pom-poms here. You can use from little berry stems, little red balls on that. I'm going to use those as my ornaments on my tree. And I've got red and yellow and green. I'm going to make them look like they're kind of hanging off, also off the edges of the tree, as well as inside of the tree. And just put as many as you want. I would have loved to have had way many more colors on these, just these Christmas colors, but this is what I have, and I'm going to work with that. Oops. Little webs are all over the place. I'll clean those off when it's all dry. Just sticking them anywhere and everywhere. There we go. And one more right here. And just stick it right there for now. Okay, that one's glued down. Okay, I'll clean it off. I have some more little pom-poms I can add. I also have more of these little red bows that I used for the little gifts on the bottom there. So I can go ahead and get some of these little bows. Stick them on my tree as well. I'm trying to make it ugly, but I think it's coming out pretty. Okay, just do what you can. Put as much as you can on your shirt. The more stuff you have on it, the uglier it is, the busier it is, the funnier, the more conversation there is around it. Okay, now I've got some little snowflakes here as well. Let me put one over here also. Okay, I think I need to balance it off by putting one over here. And then maybe one at the very top, like at the star. Right there. Okay, so now I've got these little bits of pine cone as well, and I thought I'd put those at the bottom on my, like they're sitting on the base on my fireplace right here. Put those there. Make my shirt nice and prickly. Whoops, just put them anywhere really. I'm going to put some on the garland. I've got way more of these, but I'm just going to stick a couple of them on there. There we go. Now at this point you could also sprinkle, just get some glue, little dots of glue here and there. Sprinkle some glitter on it if you want. Maybe use some fabric paints to do all kinds of stuff. I haven't done that yet. I don't know if I am going to actually do that. But I do have these little snowflakes, little stickers, and they'll just stick right on. But I'm going to put a little bit of glue just to make sure they don't come off. Put them on my little garland here. It kind of matches the glitter that's up on top here on this little reindeer guy. I wanted to decorate the sleeves, but I don't think I'm going to. I'm just going to put these snowflakes wherever I just feel like it. Big giant one over here. Put that right there. I could do some candles right here. That would be a great idea. Even though I don't have lights. Let me do some white candles. So I'm just going to do some little skinny little strip. Like that. Make kind of a tall one. Medium, and then maybe a little short one. Okay, so then I can just glue these. They're sitting on my mantle right there. A trio of candles, and then we'll use a little bit of the yellow to create the light. So I'm going to cut another little strip, 1, 2, 3, and then just make them kind of ovally, like a shape, like an egg. That's kind of small to be working with, but I'm doing it. Okay, putting that right on there. That's the light. And I'll show you that up close in just a moment. It's the scissors, I've got them, I'm holding them wrong. I'm not even going to worry too much about the shape. I just want it to look like little flames up on the candles, and I think that's working. One more. One more flame. Oops. Okay, and there we go. Can you see that right there? That fantastic work that I did there. Okay. All right, let me get some more of these little pom-poms and put them on my tree. feel like I can't be finished with this. Like it needs more. I want more red on my tree. Even though I do have those bows. Okay, some people say less is more, but not when it comes to an ugly sweater. Less is more, but that's actually an opinion and not a fact. Okay, look at that. So far, I think it looks fantastic. I don't know what else I can stick on it because I really want to stick a whole bunch of stuff on it. Should I stop? Should I continue? I don't know. Let me get some more of these little pine cones. Got one more here. Put it right here. Let's see. I do have some cute little sequins. I bought these glitters, and I got them on clearance. They're from the dollar spot at Target. I didn't even remember where they were from. I just happened to look at the label and saw that, and I realized that's a Target dollar spot label. Okay, so I'm going to remove a little lid. They're still sealed. I'm going to use my tacky glue and then maybe glue some in little spots here and there. So I shall be back once that is done and finish it off. All right, everyone, I have finished my ugly Christmas sweater, and I think it looks absolutely ugly and yet cute. I've added some little bells on the ends right at my wrists and some snowflakes on the side of the sleeves. And I've added little bits of glitter here and there with my tacky glue. And then I found these little rhinestone snowflakes, so I decided to add more of that. And I had a ribbon that said, "Have yourself a merry little Christmas." I put that a little bit at the bottom. Let's see, what else did I add? I think that was it. Plus I added some more snowflakes here and there. And I think it looks fantastic, all lit up. I'm going to give myself a big old thumbs up. I hope that you will give me a big old thumbs up. I hope that you will leave a nice comment down below. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you to everyone. I'm having a lot of fun, a lot of jingling here. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, and thank you to everyone who has. Make sure you hit the little notification bell so that you get notified of when I upload my videos, which is every Tuesday and Friday. And I'm looking forward to this Friday's video. If I don't insert another one in between, I have a really good video coming up for Friday, and I hope that you guys will enjoy it. And that's basically it. Share on your social medias, and as always, enjoy.
Okay, it's recording. Chingo, I have to get like this. Okay. There. And I'm going to go over to this way. Chihuahuas. Now I'm going up. Going up. Going up. Going up. Coming across. And I'm going to pan out.
Careful.
Pan out. Now, wait. Now,
Step back
show
a
me your
little bit.
arms. Right there. Up a little. There. Okay, it's good. Now the other side.
And that's it. Just make sure the whole shirt's in there.
It is.
Okay.